what is eternal happiness? We were talking about heaven and things like that. So did we want to talk about what
Yeah, sure. I mean,
qualifies as such?
yeah, I mean, like eternal happiness comes back in people's minds of like heaven's always supposed to be this like happy, place. Like what is like eternal happiness really? Like what could you do for all of eternity that would really entertain you for one? What could keep you mentally sane for all eternity if there was a heaven?
Because I mean, I said at some point that like my own beliefs, like that's not even what I would want in an afterlife, but that's just how I think it is. A part of that is that I don't think that there's any form of an afterlife that I can see myself being happy with.
Yeah.
It would highly depend on the situation. Because there's things that like, if I think about my current life, that like what things would make me happy in my current life, that, yeah, that's great and all, but it depends on the circumstances. Because for me, if I know that like say that heaven is your own, like each person's heaven is personal. Do I know that? Do I know that I'm dead and I'm in heaven and that I'm having these things given to me because I'm in heaven? Or am I just there? Because to me, that would change how I perceive what's happening. Like I wouldn't personally, I don't think I would be happy knowing that what's happening around me is happening because I'm dead and they're just kind of giving me what they think will make me happy.
Right.
Can I throw a wrench in that real quick?
Go for it.
Okay, if it's eternity, wouldn't that be more alive than you are right now? At some point, think about infinity stretching on forever. This chunk of your life becomes smaller and smaller and smaller until it's almost like it never existed.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here, this is a wrench, but it's a me specific wrench.
Okay.
I have really bad memory problems, so every moment is like a brand new life.
That's amazing.
Like I don't remember what happened like an hour ago.
So wouldn't eternity appeal to you more?
Again, it's that sort of thing of knowing why I'm there and what's happening.
You're like Dory from Finding Nemo.
Yeah, but
Kinda
it's not like really being dead though. Like it's more like you were in a womb for 70 some years of your life and now you're in your true form, which is eternal.
It's kind of it's a hard thing to explain because I think the reason that I have this idea, and this is gonna be like going in my like past. So I used to be really into fan fiction.
Sonic and Shadow? Yowie?
No, this was Hetalia.
Yeah,
Hetalia. I was into that.
That's the country one, right?
Yeah.
All the different anime characters are different countries.
I'm lost. I'm sorry.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it was. But basically, I was
Italia, please.
okay. I was really into fan fiction, and there was this one that I read where it was, a pairing, and one of them was a ghost. And it was about basically trying to figure out what it was that was keeping him tied to Earth and allowing him to move on to the afterlife, or his proper afterlife, move on from Earth. And it never got finished, so it never ended. But there was an idea that I had of it ending where the one character moves on and he goes to this paradise, and it ends up being that the paradise is being in that same position he was in of living with this other person as a ghost. And there was a question that I had as an idea of how it would end, where he would go, is this have I moved on? And basically having that sort of thing of that fear of being like, am I actually with this person, or have I moved on and now I'm just in this fake existence with them?
Simulation.
Yes.
You're afraid of being trapped in a simulation.
Sort of, yeah. And so that's sort of where it comes from for me, is this like made up ending that I had for this fan fiction of just how I would feel being in that situation where I'm questioning, am I actually happy, or is this like I said, a simulation of just a fake existence?
That's a very interesting point.
And that doesn't feel fun for me.
I'm still hung up on just what Dave was saying earlier about like you living this very small percentage of your total existence, and I've thought about this before, but I just to bring it up one more time, why is that? Why is it even like, in my mind, it's not logical whatsoever that what you do in a fraction of a percent of your existence affects the rest of eternity. No matter, I don't think the matter, because you would think of how much you change in 10 years. I'm sure you do with 10,000, 10 million. Like, you can't even quantify what 10 million is. But if it's eternity, that's an unquantifiable amount of time
dude.
to be dictated by a blink in the eye of your life, you know,
My
Or
guy,
your existence.
a week is an insurmountable amount of time for me.